Hey everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now we've got lots to talk about today before we get on the road. The first thing is we have got a lot more places now that we can go. I have been shopping in the Steam store and bought a bunch of different DLCs. So you can see here we now have all of France added. We have all of the Baltics added up here into Western Russia and what have you. A truck down here, we've got Romania, Bulgaria, part of Turkey, and all of Italy. So that's 4 individual DLCs that I've added there. So we've got loads of cool places to go and visit. I've also added in some extra different cargo packs too, so we should see some different loads that we can take. But before we go into all these different places, there's a little project we've been working on. We're going to go and try and build our first garage in Milan. Right, we have finally made it to Milan. It's been a bit of a circuitous route to get here. I travelled from Bergen into Denmark with a delivery, and then from Denmark down to Frankfurt. I then added the DLC, so that shifted me back over to Leipzig, and I had to make a couple of stops on the way down. Finally, I managed to find a delivery, I think it was from Vienna to Milan, of watermelons. Why they're growing watermelons in Vienna, I don't know, but they were, so we brought them to Milan. So you can see we are currently just over here, and we have to get over here to go and buy the garage. So it's about an hour and a half's drive. Milan is a pretty big city in the game, so I'm going to go and do that, and when we get there, we'll see what we need to do to get it bought.
Safe and sound.
So we are just pulling into this garage. So it looks like it's set up already with 3 berths, which is pretty handy. So that would keep us going for a little while. So let's see what we have to do here. Do I really want to buy this garage? Yes, I do. 180,000 euros that's cost me, which is the same as the upgrade I spent in Leipzig, of course. So that's not bad. Yeah, so we've got 3 slots here in Milan now. Now I've currently, after this 180,000 has been taken out, have 117,000 euros left, which I don't think is quite enough to buy the kind of truck I want to get. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and find another job somewhere here in the Milan area that can earn us a few quid, and then we'll use that cash, invest it in another lorry and another driver to be based here in Milan. That's the plan. So let me go and have a quick look at what jobs are available, and we'll get underway. So I found a little job, a not particularly long one, but at least it's taken us somewhere we've not been before. So we're going to start exploring the Italy DLC here today. We're going to go from Milan down to Ancona with some computer processors. It's going to take us past a couple of other cities here, Parma, Bologna, and down to Ancona. Maybe we'll try and find something that goes a little bit further south from there, or maybe even come over to these islands over here in the Mediterranean. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to be today's little run. It's not a particularly long drive. Best part of 7 hours, so that'll do nicely. Let's get underway. So it's time to say goodbye to our new base. We'll be seeing plenty of it, I'm sure, over time. Take a little look here. There we go. Just leaving it behind there. Everything's all locked up by the looks of it. So we've got a very short drive, only about 11 kilometers to go and pick up this load of computer processors. So I'll go and do that. We'll get hooked up and get on the road. It's a little after 9 PM, so it's not going to be the most exciting drive, I don't think, in terms of us being able to see the scenery, because it's going to be dark, but we'll see how we go anyway. So I've just been and picked up the load, a big truck full of computer processors. It's a fairly well-paying job per kilometre, but I guess it's a very valuable cargo, isn't it? So for those of you who don't know, I do actually work in the electronics industry, selling computer processors a lot of the time. So yeah, I know just how valuable they can be. So what I'm thinking we might do, because I don't really want to do this whole thing as a nighttime drive. Like I say, it's just coming up towards 10 PM. We've got about 7 hours ahead of us. So what I'm thinking I might do is once we get out of the city, we'll find whatever the first rest stop that we come across on the Autostrada. We'll fill up with gas, we'll have a sleep, And then that should take us through to the morning time, and we can see what the rest of Italy looks like in the daylight. That's the plan anyway. But I've got to get out of the city first. There seems to be quite a bit of traffic around this evening. Well, you can just see behind me in the distance there is a toll booth. We just had a little bit of an incident there, so I've been using the sort of fast track ones all around Europe in the last sort of few drives that I've done, and basically you just drive straight through them, and it's like you've got an electronic tag or something on the dashboard which kind of it reads automatically. So I went to drive through that, and for some reason, the barrier was down, which it hasn't been on any of the others, and I just drove straight into it. So we've picked up a little bit of damage to the truck, unfortunately. Yeah, it did not react well to hitting a barrier at like 40 kilometers an hour. So that's going to cost us a few euros to sort out, unfortunately. But there we are. These things happen, don't they? But yeah, we haven't seen a rest stop yet, so I'm going to keep on trucking a little bit. Hopefully we'll see one before too long. We can actually see what this Italian countryside looks like in the morning. So it was just up the road where we stopped. Unfortunately, the weather doesn't seem to have improved during the night. It's a bit rainy, a bit cloudy. If you look down in the sort of where the sat-nav normally is, you can see the amount of damage I did by driving into that barrier, which shows 13% damage to the cab, which is not ideal. So we're going to have to be a little bit more careful. That's going to cost us a few bob to put that right. Anyhow, let's go off and get some diesel now and get on the way to our destination. We're not very far outside of Milan now, so hopefully the weather will brighten up shortly and we'll get to have a good look around. But yeah, I've got to be a little bit more careful where I'm driving. Now this is interesting. I just had a little message flash up saying engine malfunction. That's obviously as a result of that little ding that we've had, and it's suggesting we go and find somewhere to get the vehicle serviced as soon as possible. Now I don't know where we can go and do that. Not here, I don't think. But maybe, can we come off at the next junction perhaps? Is there a service place there? I can see a delivery depot, but it doesn't look like there's anywhere there where there's a garage or anything. So I guess we just keep on going and hope that this engine malfunction isn't too serious. But yeah, if we do spot a garage along the way, we will stop and get that sorted out. I'll be interested to see how much it's going to cost, to be honest. It might be quite an expensive little snafu, that one. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, we've got about 4 hours left of the drive here. And yeah, the weather's still not improving. So we're not getting to see a lot of what the Italian countryside really looks like. But yeah, hopefully it will stop at least before we get to our destination and we'll see something of the place. But for now, yeah, we'll just keep on trucking. And yeah, hope we don't break down. We've just passed the city of Bologna. I couldn't see any garages immediately off the map. I'm sure there is one there. And if I'd pulled up the map and had a good look around, I'm sure I could have found one. But I haven't had any more messages about problems with the engine or anything like that. So I think for now we'll just keep going until we have to come off. I think it's Ancona, isn't it, our destination? So I'm sure there will be somewhere there that we can stop and get fixed up. Still raining. There's a little bit of blue sky up ahead, so I'm hoping that this is going to stop soon. It's hard to tell what the countryside is like. It looks pretty flat. Not that spectacular. Like I say, it's kind of hard to see with all the rain around and what have you. I'm sure it looks a bit better when the sun is out. But we'll get to see plenty of Italy, I think. I think what I might try and do, Ancona is probably about a third of the way down the country. So I might try and find another job further south as my next job. Head down towards sort of Napoli, maybe, that kind of part of the world. And then we'll come back in the following episode and we'll sort of head back up north through Italy again. Something along those lines. But for now, we'll keep on going. Like I say, the truck seems to be holding up in spite of the damage to it. So, yeah, hopefully we'll make it all the way to Ancona without incident. About 90 minutes of the drive left. I don't know if you noticed just there as we drove past. The Italian autostrada seems to have these little parking spaces along it, so you don't have to wait to find a motorway service station if you need a sleep. With a bit of luck, one of those little spaces just pops up, and you can kip there, which is pretty handy, especially for someone like me, who never seems to sleep on time and always running the risk of picking up those not sleeping fines. So yeah, so I think that'll come in that'll come in handy. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about my rationale for picking Milan as the base for our second garage. So I've been reading online. A lot of people suggest Milan is the best place to start the game because it's a place that has the most industries, lots and lots of different companies, so that when you're putting your other delivery drivers into the base, there's always lots of jobs around for them to pick up. And we've noticed, obviously, being in Leipzig, which is a bit of a smaller town, that quite often my two drivers based there will come back empty-handed because there isn't anything to bring back with them from wherever they've dropped off. So hopefully when we put some drivers in Milan, that's going to negate that problem a little bit. We should find that the guys there are earning a bit more regularly. I think the guys in Leipzig would do okay. They're already doing okay. They're leveling up quite nicely. They're certainly improving as drivers and picking up better jobs and therefore better rewards already, which is good. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see the difference over time once we get people set up in Milan, if they kind of improve faster than the guys in Leipzig do and become more productive. We'll see. Yeah, we're just going to turn off the road here. We've got the best part of an hour to go now. So, there's a toll booth coming up, so I better be careful going through there. At least it's daylight now. I can see if the barrier's down or not. But yeah, we'll pick up when we get a bit closer to the destination. So we've arrived into the city of Ancona. You can see it's a port city on the Adriatic coast. So, I don't know if you can get ferries or whatever from here at all, but they certainly exist. I just don't know if you can in the game, because obviously they kind of link up to places like Croatia and that part of the world is not in the game. So the need to find a repair centre has got a little bit worse as I was approaching that toll booth earlier on. Not the one I crashed into, the one when we were coming off the motorway. I had the engine malfunction thing pop up on screen again, and the engine actually completely cut out. I had to restart the engine. So obviously there's a bit of a problem that needs resolving, and sooner rather than later. Okay, so we've now officially discovered Ancona, having been driving around it for about 5 or 6 kilometres. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure if there's a garage here or where it is. I'll have a look on the map once we've done our delivery, and then I'll have to try and get us fixed up a little bit. But yeah, obviously I don't want to be travelling around if the engine's going to be cutting out time to time. That doesn't sound terribly safe, does it? Anyway, it looks like our delivery is just up around the corner here somewhere.
And then turn left.
Okay, keep left. We can do that. Turn left.
Turn left.
Here we go. Pretty cool railway line on our right-hand side there. Let's see where we're going to now. Round to the right. Not quite sure why they're after a load of computer processors here, unless they're taking them all the way over to the Balkans or something like that. Always possible. Could be heading over on a boat. Here we are. This is our destination. You can see the little green.
It was a nice ride.
little green icon there for us to drive onto. So let's see where they want us to park it. Now, I have done a couple of the reversing jobs recently. They were the simpler ones. But yeah, I mean, let's go and give this a go, shall we? It's not often you'll see me attempt these kind of things, but we'll try it. Let's say I've successfully managed a couple of them recently. This one hopefully isn't too taxing. It all depends on kind of what... Oh, good lord. I say that, but look. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? That blooming yacht is in the way. How am I supposed to get around that? That's impossible. Look at it. Okay, well, we'll give it a go. Don't hold your breath, though. Well, after numerous attempts to try and fit it in that tiny little hole, I have given up. So, we are not even taking the simple job because we're now the wrong way round and I don't want to have to turn around again. So that's the end of that. It was not a great experiment. You can see there we had a little bit of damage to the trailer from our job. So we had only a satisfactory delivery and we lost a little bit of money. There we are, given over about 1,700 euros. That's a bit of a shame, but yeah, it happens, I guess. So that's that. We have finished today's job. And yeah, heading south further into Italy, hopefully, on the next job. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Certainly eventful in one way or another. I've got to go off and try and get my truck fixed up because I've wrecked it too much driving into that barrier. But at least we got the new base set up. I think by the time we come back for our next episode, it'll be time to put a new driver in place there. So if you did enjoy today's episode, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole so far, or any hints or tips for me, I'd love to see them in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, come and hop on the Greenobus. There's plenty of room for you all. Just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more action here with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Bye for now.